As a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. There can be no progress, no achievement without sacrifice. Men are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. He who would accomplish little needs sacrifice little. He who would achieve much must sacrifice much. He who would attain highly must sacrifice greatly. A person is limited only by the thoughts that he chooses. The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by, this you will become. As he thinks, so he is. As he continues to think, so he remains. In all human affairs there are efforts, and there are results, and the strength of the effort is the measure of the result. A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. Circumstance does not make the man, it reveals him to himself. Mind is the master weaver, both of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. To desire is to obtain, to aspire is to achieve. You will become as small as your controlling desire, as great as your dominant aspiration. No man is hindered by another, he is only hindered by himself. No man suffers because of another, he suffers only because of himself. The key to happiness is having dreams. The key to success is making them come true. A man can only rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to reflect their inner beliefs. Thought is the fountain of action, life and manifestation. Make the fountain pure, and all will be pure. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. Suffering is always the effect of wrong thought in some direction. It is an indication that the individual is out of harmony with himself, with the law of his being. The soul attracts that which it secretly harbors, that which it loves, and also that which it fears. Your circumstances may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain, so if you but perceive an ideal, and strive to reach it. The body is the servant of the mind. It obeys the operations of the mind, whether they be deliberately chosen or automatically expressed. He who cherishes a beautiful vision, a lofty ideal in his heart, will one day realize it. Fixedness of purpose is the root of all successful efforts. Every action and feeling is preceded by a thought. The man who thinks hateful thoughts brings hatred upon himself. The man who thinks loving thoughts is loved. Act is the blossom of thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. Thus does a man garner in the sweet, and bite of fruitage of his own husbandry. The will to do springs from the knowledge that we can do. Spiritual meditation is the pathway to divinity. It is a mystical ladder which reaches from earth to heaven, from error to truth, from pain to peace. When mental energy is allowed to follow the line of least resistance and to fall into easy channels, it is called weakness. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. The man who cannot endure to have his errors and shortcomings brought to the surface and made known, but tries to hide them, is unfit to walk the highway of truth. Good thoughts bear good fruit, bad thoughts bear bad fruit. Cease to be a disobedient child in the school of experience, and begin to learn, with humility and patience, the lessons that are set for your ultimate perfection. A man remains ignorant because he loves ignorance, and chooses ignorant thoughts. A man becomes wise because he loves wisdom, and chooses wise thoughts. The divinity that shapes our ends is in ourselves. Work joyfully and peacefully, knowing that right thoughts and right efforts inevitably bring about right results. He that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. He who would be useful, strong, and happy must cease to be a passive receptacle for the negative, beggarly, and impure streams of thought. Circumstances do not shape us so much as they reveal us. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object upon which his heart is set. A man cannot directly choose his circumstances, but he can choose his thoughts, and so indirectly, yet surely, shape his circumstances. Nature gives all without reservation and loses nothing. Man or woman, grasping all, loses everything. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He is like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land, or a sheltering rock in a storm. If one endure in purity of thought, joy follows him as his own shadow, sure. Thoughts of doubt and fear never accomplished anything, and never can.